I want to talk to you a little bit about some resource guarding issues that we have uncovered with this dog, especially when it comes to high value resources like this bone, which actually is his. He has demonstrated not only with other dogs but with people as well. He had been fine with my son, retrieving his dish, feeding him, taking his dish away, so on and so forth. And we had given him a new bone to chew on, and he went after my son when my son reached in to grab his bowl after we had fed. He has also disclosed some pretty significant resource guarding behavior when other dogs have objects that he desires. So we're working on that a little bit, and this is something that you are going to have to continue to follow through with, because essentially it's never appropriate for a dog to be that protective over an object or a place or a human or anything. So in this scenario, here he is with his bone on his bed. Now normally we do not put dogs in high traffic environments like in a living room or a hallway or something like that when they have an object like this. They can have them in their crates, or if the place where you send him for his place to lay down is in an environment where there's not a lot of foot traffic going by it, it's relatively safe to do that too. If there is a risk, the only time he can have these objects is when he's in his crate. If he starts getting guardy over his bed, you can change the location of the bed as well. A lot of times when dogs are in an environment where they're enclosed on three sides, they find it defensible. So you want a place that for the most part is relatively open, so that you want to eliminate the possibility of him finding a reason to defend himself when he's in that spot. So in this environment, all we're doing is, here's his bone, he likes his bone, he wants his bone. I've tapped him, leave it, so that he's ignoring the bone, and I'm going to call him away from it. Here, good, sit, good. That way I can reward him for ignoring the object, nope, sit, good. And then reward him by allowing him access. Okay, camel. Good pup. Down. Nope, down. Stay. Now, he chooses not to do it because he already visualizes it as a trap. I've already basically warned him that essentially I can control access to this object at any time. Under no circumstances do you ever approach an animal that has an object that it is guarding. In a situation like that, what I'm going to do is extract the dog here. Good. Sit. Good. Stay. And now I control the object. I'm going to correct him for his failure to sit and stay. Stay. And then I can go in. Now you can see his eyes are already starting to get as big as saucers. He's a little bit concerned. Sit. Good. Good. Stay. I'm constantly reinforcing that because one, I'm not getting bit, and two, he needs to understand he doesn't control access, I do. So I'm going to just step in. Good. Good. Very nice. Continue to reward him for his cooperation. But you notice my hand's going to slide down the leash some, so that way if he decides to come at me, which he didn't, correct again for failure to sit. Sit. Good. Now, because he completely broke the spot, we're going to rehearse the entire exercise again. There's the bone, leave it. Here. And again, I want to apply enough pressure, relax. I want to apply enough pressure on him so that he has to make a cognitive decision about what he wants to do. So I'm going to bring him closer, sit, stay. Now, he has issues with people going around him anyways in the stay position, so essentially what I'm going to do is work two skills simultaneously. Leave it, stay. Good. Very good. Very, very good. Nice pup. Good. Good, stay. Good boy. Yeah. Yeah, nice. Stay. Now right here is usually the breaking point for him. We have been working on this and he has improved somewhat. Good, stay. And again, I'm going to close down on the leash so I can stop him if he decides to bolt. I'm going to reach down and acquire the object. And then I'm going to reward him. Good boy. Yeah. Nice job. By giving it back. Okay. Good pup. It's yours if you want it. Good. Now, he knows it's a trap, so he's going to be less inclined to go for it. But with the e-collar, essentially, I can reinforce the fact that I control the object. Now, he stopped on his own. He wasn't tapped for it or anything. And essentially, all I want him to do is relax enough to be able to acquire the object. Here. Good. Sit. Very nice. Okay. Good pop. Okay. Good. Okay. I'd rather just sniff all the dogs who've been drooling on this bed. If he chooses not to, that's fine. But he's still in a defensible position. The bone's on one side. If I were to move towards it, I guarantee you he'd either lunge at my feet or lunge at my hand. So what I'm going to do is remind him, stay. Leave it. Alright? Leave it means don't look at it. Leave it means look at me or look anywhere else but at the object. Now, for safety's sake, I'm going to place my hand on it, or my foot on it. Good. Good. And I'm going to scooch it out of the way. Leave it. Good. Leave it. Leave it. Good. 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 And again, in order to complete the cycle, what I want to do is remove him from the object. Here. Good pup. Sit. Good pup. Good job. Yeah. Good boy. Okay, count. Down. 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 Stay. This is a relatively safe distance, so I can get the object without him freaking out about it. Good boy. Okay. Very nice. Now, he has the object, and he's engaging with the object, and essentially, same thing. You control access. At this point in time, because he has it, you're running the risk of him demonstrating a little bit more defensive behavior when you approach it. So again, it's not, you don't want to go over and rip it from the dog, because that's creating a conflict. What we want to do is essentially get the dog to leave the object on his own. In order to do that, because we've already laid the foundation, leave it means ignore it, out means drop it, and here, of course, pulls him away from the object. So we're going to let him handle it for a couple of seconds. Good boy. Nice job. And encourage him, because again, he's in a situation where it's like, I can have it or I can't. I can or I can't. What I want him to understand is there are rules associated with this game. So now that he's had the object, if you look carefully at his eyes, the brow above his eyes, every once in a while he'll look up in a very watchful way that says, where are you in relationship to my prize? So if I go to move, he's tracking me. Good. Okay? So now what I want to do, again, he's on a long line, so I'm relatively safe, and he already understands that this is a test. So instead of yanking him off or forcibly taking the object from him, what I can do is simply say out, 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 and he's blowing me off. Lower, I'm going to raise the collar a little bit. Out. Good. And now that I have his attention, I'm going to call him here. Here. Good boy. Sit. So I can reward him for his cooperation. Good dog. Good boy. And release him back to his object. Okay. So that way we understand, and we've established control. We've established self-control. I'm not allowed to be defensive about the object. I have to drop it and ignore it and abandon it when I'm told to. That way it keeps you safe, your household guests safe, and other animals safe as well. In an environment where you're going to find this dog playing with other dogs, do yourself a favor. Don't allow access to toys. He either engages with the other animals or he doesn't. In a situation where he has to compete, he's always going to fight. So you want to make sure that you have those necessary rules in place. Again, out is to drop it. Leave it is to ignore it. Out. Good. Out. Good. Leave it. Good. Here. Good boy. Sit. So we've created an environment where he's a little bit more willing to cooperate because he understands the game. The game is if I'm willing And if I'm obedient, I'm rewarded. Okay, good pup. Okay, good. And he goes bounding back to his prize. Good pup. Very good. Yay. So that way it helps the dog differentiate what is appropriate and what is inappropriate behavior. All right? All right. Good pup. Okay, good boy. And here you see him abandoning it pretty much on his own. Yay! All right. Good doggy.